Sorry, guys, I ain't did a stream like this in the minuto. Trying to see if everything is good on my end. Um, how's it going, though, ladies and gentlemen? How you guys doing today? Now, uh, the parents raised the thug. I mean, yeah, kind of. Well, not kind of. They did. And my thing is this: it's like this has nothing to do with color. I'm looking at this chat. I'm seeing white hands, I'm seeing black hands with the bald fist and things of such. But that doesn't even really matter in this case because, someone lost their life to another unhinged individual. I don't really see what color has to do with that. But the people are just going to make this well, let's just first say the obvious. If these were two white kids, this wouldn't be a story. And if these were two black kids, this would not be a story. Okay. So I just wanted to get those few comments up real quick. Yo, what's going on? Military, what's going on, guys? What's going on? I can't really hear anything. I don't know what's going on with the audio on this video's end. But yes, guys, there have been closing cases on both sides. And now jury deliberations are underway. Now, what do you guys think in the comment section before I give my input? I'm pretty sure you guys already know how I feel about this case already. I've been talking about this case for a
Game
very,
to
very
me
long
is
time.
basically freedom. It's a giant open universe where you can do whatever you
Sorry,
want.
y'all. I don't know what that was about. Like I said, it's not my audio. I'm guessing it's just the video. That's on Fox Local. I'm not really sure, guys. Chud the score bum. Chud the sore bum. See, and that's my thing. First of all, what is a chud? What the hell is a chud, bro? I have to know what a chud is. I've been seeing people saying you're a chud. Is that like some type of like chud the builder group or something like that? Or am I tripping? Good to see you on T.C.C. Thanks, line back. Yeah. Squirming. Yes, he is. Yeah, man. Look, okay. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. First, we're just gonna dive deep into the witness. I'm gonna assume because people were saying that this was Carmelo Anthony's witness, and if it was, then that's the worst witness you could have ever chosen, Mr. Anthony, because he basically said on the stand under oath that he saw Carmelo Anthony reach into his backpack, after Austin told him that you need to leave the tent after he made the threat saying, "Touch me again and see what happens." We all know that famous threat that he said. And my thing is this, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I just don't even really see how this is, you know, not sustainable evidence to just have this man, charged as an adult, by the way, for life in prison. I'm gonna just be honest. Like, you don't really need that much evidence, in my opinion, in a case like this to charge a man for a murder because they're trying to say this is a self-defense case, but I just can't see that. I just can't see him getting away with that in a real trial, I should say. Now, if this was a movie, then maybe, but this is real life, buddy. You're living in reality. And in my opinion, I think the only reason because they've said that closing arguments have been done since 10:25, and where I am now, it's 1:13. So they've been talking about this for almost 3 hours. Now, my thing is this, ladies and gentlemen, the only thing, in my opinion, that they could be talking about is basically all of the controversy that this decision will have, whether he's found innocent or guilty. Because if he's found innocent, then I'm guessing they're assuming that the white people are going to go riot and do all of those things, and which I'm not going to say that they shouldn't be upset, because they definitely should be upset if he is found innocent in this, because he's definitely guilty as hell. But if Carmelo Anthony is found guilty, now this is where things get really, really salty, ladies and gentlemen. if Carmelo Anthony is found guilty, then this is just going to be George Floyd 2.0. This is just what I believe. But what do you guys think? Because in my opinion, it doesn't take this long to basically charge this guy. Let me check. Sorry, I'm looking at two chats here. This is crazy. They can't stand the fact one of them might be held accountable. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at these people outside. I don't know if you guys are like looking at the video as well. It's just no audio on it. I don't know why, but I'm just not understanding what are you guys waiting for. I mean, I see the guy with the little. I'm not gonna say it's an African flag or what. He got some type of flag wrapped around his neck or something. I don't know. I guess some type of black pride that he's trying to show out there. And my thing is this: you guys know that this guy is 1,000% guilty, man. I've heard people saying that, yeah, I don't care if he is found guilty. We're gonna stand with Carmelo. So you know he's a murderer, yet you still want to make it seem like he's innocent. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Oh, we got a $10 super chat from U.S. military, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. We're gonna put that on the. And it's kind of like my first stream back too, guys. So this is kind of, I'm a little rusty. The racism in our country is crazy. Yeah. Because they need that for a story, guys. They need that for a story. Crime, racism, religion, all this stuff, guys, they just need this stuff to make money, in my opinion, to stay controversial. They're media corporations as well, like CNN, Fox News, things like that. They're actually preying on violence so they can have a story. So thank you. No, thank you, U.S. military. He says this racism is artificial. I do not hate anyone. No one but dumbs have. Yeah. I think he meant Dems or dumbs. Look, same thing. Dumbs have screwed us as a people. Yeah, I absolutely agree, man. I'm gonna star that too because that's actually real. We actually don't even. Okay, here's the thing. If you guys can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, put a 1 in the chat because I gotta make sure you guys hear me when I say this. Because the audio is, I guess, finally back on now on Fox Live or Fox Local or whatever. Okay, so you guys can hear me. Okay, good. So here's the thing, guys. I'm gonna use the Chud the Builder thing for an example of this as well because I do believe he's actually facing big charges as well. Okay, we got one that. Okay, so here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get rid of the notion that color is the reason why someone did what they did. You see what I'm saying? Now, my thing is this: you do have irrational people out there that's gonna basically get mad, and how people get mad when you hear the hard ER and things of such. But here's the thing: if you get rid of the notion that being a hard ER is racist and it can't apply to anybody else, then all you're doing, and I'm just speaking just for just for black people in general, you're giving the word more power than what it has. If everybody's a hard ER, then what power does it have? It's the same thing as supply and demand, right? If it's less iPhones in the world, then they're probably going to charge you $100,000 for an iPhone. But if it's like, if you see an iPhone everywhere you look, like if you're just kicking iPhones around as you walk, then they're probably going to be worth 2 cents. It's the worth behind it, if that makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. If you call everybody a hard ER, if they act ignorant, in my opinion, because that's what I believe that a hard ER is. I don't think it has anything to do with color at all. I think if you're just an ignorant dumbass, then yeah, absolutely you can be a hard ER. And I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're Hispanic. I don't care if you're, black. I don't care if you're Asian. I honestly could care less. So my thing is this, ladies and gentlemen. If you get rid of the power behind the word or whatever the thing that offends you the most. Because let's be honest, Carmelo Anthony, I'm gonna mute this too because they're not even really talking about anything right now. But I do got another chat going on right there. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, my thing is this, right? If people get rid of that power that they think the word has, then I'm pretty sure that Carmelo Anthony wouldn't have stabbed Austin Metcalf, to death. Because let's be honest, right? You got Austin Metcalf, he's a white boy, and okay. Look, I wasn't there, but this is with Carmelo Anthony's words, and I'm not even taking his word like for a grain of salt. I'm not taking his word at all, but this is what he claims. He claims Austin put his hand on him aggressively. So at the time, he felt like the white man was asserting his dominance over his black ancestors and black people and all this garbage. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, that's the dumbest thing you can ever think. Because I'm pretty sure that's what was going on through his head. And even when it comes to this jury decision right now, it's like the only reason why this jury hasn't made a decision yet, because it shouldn't take this long, it shouldn't take 3 hours. I mean, let's be honest, is because they're afraid of the backlash on both sides. The country is so divided, ladies and gentlemen. They are so afraid that this is going to either be a George Floyd 2.0 or a January 6th 2.0. Now, I'm not even going to sit up here and say that. Now, look, I'm not even going to say January 6th was good. January 6th was terrible. Okay, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to be stupid here. But it wasn't nearly as bad as the Black Lives riot. Excuse me, the Black Lives Matter riot. Excuse me. It wasn't nearly as bad as the billions upon billions of dollars of property damage that Black Lives Matter and all of the Antifa organization caused on America. It was not nearly as much as that bad. The only reason why they're still talking about January 6th is because it was a attack on the Capitol. And the Capitol is special to us Dems. Even though you guys could care less. You guys don't even general. So it's like at this point, man, look, we already know what this is. And I think US military called this out earlier. They want violence, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not get this confused here. They want stuff like this so they could talk about it. Both sides. 6-7, okay? It don't even got nothing to do with the Democrat or Republican, political ideologies at that point. This is about the oligarchy, ladies and gentlemen. And if you guys know, that side of my channel, then you guys already know what I'm talking about. This is about business. This is about the higher establishment that's just basically trying to keep media relevancy, whether that's through the news, whether that's through social media, whether that's through a fucking the newspaper, for crying out loud. They want to stay relevant because the more relevant you are, the more money you make. What is 6-7? Oh my God. Look, man, Squid, bro. You got them started, dude. It's brain rot. Don't even worry about it. It's just some stupid crap kids say. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the chat. You got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Y'all are playing church music for a kid that literally murdered somebody, bro. What that say? It say Austin, say his name. Oh, Austin Metcalf, yeah. Yeah, man. Say his name, bro. You see how divided this is? This isn't good, bro. This isn't good. This isn't good. And it's like the color difference doesn't even make it better, bro. This is clearly like gonna divide the country, bro. Free Mellow. Y'all niggas is fried, bro. Free Mellow is crazy, man. You say I'm 52, guess I'm out of the loop. Look, man, you ain't down that bad, bro. You not down that bad, bro. I promise you not. Make sure you guys hit a like too, bro. This is really hard for your boy. Thanks for the support too, U.S. military, man. The more likes we get, the more engagement we get, the higher the view count, the higher the subscribers, the higher the unfiltered, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so let's just help a brother out, please. Yeah, everybody hit that like button. I did. Thank you guys. Thank you. Well, if you did hit the like button, I really do appreciate that. And I don't mind you guys spamming at all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. These people are idiots in the cat. Oh my God. Not guilty is crazy. For Juneteenth, please give him this. Oh my gosh. I can't with this other chat they got, bro. They gotta be trolling. For Juneteenth. What the fuck that got to do with anything? Somebody is dead, and his own witness turned against him. Do they not know that? Do they not know that his own witness turned against him? First of all, your own witness turned against you. That's number one, buddy. Number two, you're in Texas. You're in Texas. Dude, are you stupid as fuck? They're gonna overly cook you. They don't care if you were a minor at the time. You're not a minor anymore, nigga. That means Texas is about to overly cook your ass. Third of all, y'all already know I hate using race. I hate using color, but that jewelry is all white, buddy. You are grass. You're grass, bro. You're grass. And I'm so glad that jury is all white, bro, because you deserve every fucking year. Because there's no reason for you to be stabbing people for liter. Honestly, if we really keeping it a band-aid for low key, no reason, bro. You low key stabbed them for no reason, man. You didn't even have to do that. If we being honest, you didn't have to go that far, bro. As a black, I can tell you Mello ain't black enough. what, what is that? And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why I just do what I do. What is black? Tell me what being black is. What is white? What are these things that you're saying right now? Please tell me what is black, sir? What is black, BM Lilith? Pretty gay name, by the way. But what is black? Tell me what being black is. I don't understand that. What is white? Tell me what this means, because y'all could never tell me. Because you guys are always acting like being black is an action. You guys are always acting like being black is like some type of, lifestyle. So is it a color or is it culture? Is it a lifestyle? You guys got to make it make sense, man. It ain't making sense, Lilith. It ain't making sense, Black Lilith. Your name is stupid, by the way. Bro, somebody said give him the chair. Yeah, it is no audio on this, y'all. It ain't no audio on that. Ain't no audio on that. So I can't control that. It's going in and out, but you hit him playing like the church music and all of this garbage and all of this stuff, man. Like, man, give me a freaking break. White boy summer, bro. He is killing me. Yo, this chat is nuts. Come on, man. White boy summer is crazy. But my thing is this, though, ladies and gentlemen. If they look, this is just me speaking personally. If they find this man innocent, it's really gonna be bad. Honestly, y'all might as well just find him guilty, just like how y'all found the other black boy guilty, with the Asian boy, with the Asian dude, whacking him, the dude at the convenience store, because he held him at gunpoint. What do you want him to? First of all, what do you want this man to do? You want this man to just sit there and just get robbed and just get shot? What the fuck is you talking about, bro? Why would you just want that to happen? And second of all, your parents should have just raised you right, man. I'm not gonna lie. And you guys always say, don't whoop your kids. Don't abuse your kids. Yeah. Then your kids are gonna be abusing society, then, bro. Kids are gonna be just abusing the society at this point. Like, come on. This is insane, bro. This chat is nuts. No fried chicken and watermelon in prison. Come on, man. See, and that's my thing. Like, look, I honestly, I don't even mind the jokes, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I'm edgy every now and then, but it's like y'all gotta know when to be serious, man. Like the jury is trying to make a decision right now, and y'all joking around like somebody lost their life, man. And this is a twin brother too, bro. Imagine being Austin's brother. Imagine being his brother in that moment when you literally are watching your brother die in your arms, bro. I would never want to ever picture anything like that. Boy, this man Squid not playing. He say this fucking better not be innocent. It will be the next, yeah, it will be next level privilege. Man, look, Juneteenth can't save you, man. I'm gonna just let you know that, Carmelo. Juneteenth can't save you. Juneteenth cannot save you, bro. I won't even cap. He think it's gonna save him, but it's not. Um, I'm trying to see, man. These people ain't even talking about nothing. But my thing is this: we already know what the jury is talking about. We already know what they're discussing right now. The outcome of either decision, America is going to be divided, guys. So get ready to hear about this for like a week or two until it passes over. Innocent. They talking about justice for Carmelo, bro. Oh my gosh, you guys are so stupid. Black is the new orange. Yeah, man. Just prayers up for all families. Seriously. But more prayers for the Austin family, though. I won't even lie about that one. Because they definitely deserve prayer. Because they the one that, actually lost somebody. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but it's like, the Austin family are the ones that actually lost their son, their brother, like their family member. I don't know why y'all feel so much sympathy for Carmelo just because what his family and his PR team posted a bunch of fucking pictures when he was a kid eating at a fucking table. Like, give me a break, bro. That dumbass shit out of here. That shit ain't working, bro. I'm gonna let you know that now. Carmelo is toast. Yeah, he's toast as hell. And he need butter with that toast too. He needs some butter with that toast. Cause you cooked as fuck, dude. Straight up. Y'all hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. They doing voodoo today again? Man, look. They better do some voodoo. Make sure that boy found guilty. They better do some voodoo and make sure he's found guilty because you're not about to dare make it seem like a murderer is supposed to be out here and then he gets to talk about the story and then because you guys do know if he's found innocent after this, he gets to talk about this. That means he gets to actually do interviews. He gets to actually monetize himself off of this. And this is honestly what that oh man, what was those people that was promoting him? The that damn scammer ass pastor dude that basically had like a mug shot as long as a damn measuring tape.
Parents of children who play Roblox.
What the fuck?
If your child was sexually
Trying
exploited,
to see.
abused, or pressured to share
Sorry about that, guys. That was an ad. See, that's why I say it's not the audio on the computer. It's just the Fox local. I'm trying to see. I don't know, but basically it was some weird ass pastor dude. I forget his name in the organization at the moment because it's just not coming to me at the time. But yeah, he was basically advocating for Carmelo Anthony, basically saying that he have the gifts, fit, send, go money, and all this stuff, and people need to help him because if he's found guilty, then he won't make it in jail because he's such a good kid and all this bullshit. And like, dude, man, come on, bro, give me a break, man. If he's such a good kid, why the fuck did he stab somebody at a track meet? You're not even supposed to have weapons at school, you dummy. You're not even supposed to have weapons at school. But then you got the dumbasses in the comments, even now. This is Texas, not my personal chat. It's another chat going on. I put on the side on stream here. And they're talking about, yeah, well, in Texas, you can carry whatever you want. as long as you have an ID. Okay, maybe when you're in public, but school, especially a high school, is private grounds. That's considered private, buddy. So you can't bring a fucking knife to high school. Sorry, bro. I don't know if you were listening to too much rap, but yeah, you can't bring weapons to school, bro. Or you first of all, your ass already had a bad reputation at your school. I don't care what they show on the internet. If I'm being honest, I don't care what they show on the internet. Guilty, BL, BLM black like me. Man, shut the fuck up, you dumbass nigga. You a dumbass nigga, Mr. Perfection. Mr. Perfection and dumb. Like, bro, y'all names are so gay, bro. The first guy was Black Lilith. Like, give me a break, dude. Gay ass name. I don't got nothing against gay people. It's just that your name is stupid. Talking about BLM like me. And that's why I'm like, this is going to divide the country, man. And it's not even good. Hit that like button for me, guys, too, if you guys are new coming in. We got, 30 watching? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let me do my Birdman real quick. I appreciate that. Right, Squid. Right. Touch me and see what happens. You are literally premeditated, bro. You wanted to hurt Austin. You wanted to hurt him. And then they talking about they talking about Karmelo was sitting around talking about they was trying to jump him. Nigga, who? Who was trying to jump you? Who was trying to jump you, bro? You're at a track meet. You ain't even supposed to be where you are. You in the wrong tent, buddy. It's like, what are you talking about? How are they trying to jump you? They're probably trying to get you to leave. They're not trying to jump you. They're trying to get you to get out of their tent. You idiot. Oh my goodness. Life without parole. Free Mello. Free Mello. Justice for Mello. Y'all are so fucking stupid, bro. Oh my God. That one guy, LOL, says free Mello. I can't make this shit up, bro. That's the third gay name I heard. Every Mello supporter, y'all just come on, bro. Either y'all rage baiting, bro. But it's like the jury is about to reach the decision soon. They're actually talking about it as we speak. And like I said earlier, for the newcomers that's in now, the only thing that they're discussing at this moment is whether if he's innocent, the Patriots are going to rally up. And if he's guilty, then the unhinged blacks are going to rally up, and the other minorities that just have all of this white guilt. And, you got the Mexicans out there that want to pretend to be black. And although you guys know where I'm coming from with all this, y'all know we unfiltered over here. So y'all already know what I'm talking about. You got the icky Vickies, the Caucasian girls that want to act like the Bonquishas, they gonna hop on it if he's found guilty. Which who gives a fuck? Because y'all are irrelevant as hell. Nobody cares what y'all think. If I'm being honest, the white guilt ain't working over here. The white guilt is not working over here on this channel, bro. So subscribe if you guys agree. Is there no audio? It's audio, but it ain't me. They say God has the final words. Yeah, he got the final words already. And I'm pretty sure he's going to say guilty as hell. Yeah. 50 to life. Free Mello. Let me see his name. I ain't making this up. Money A9926. Bro, these are bots, bro. These niggas are bots, bro. These are bots. I'm starting to think y'all are rage baiting bots for the algo. Stop playing with me, man. They will love Karmelo in prison. Oh, I'm telling, bro, stop it, man. Come on, bro. Stop it, man. Please like the video, man. Don't do it, bro. That boy better keep that soap tied to his hand, G. Because he ain't making it a week. He's not making it a week, bro. It wasn't like this in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Sad, all programmed. I'm telling you, Obama actually is the one who brought that weird ass shit back, bro. If I'm being honest, that racist bullshit. He's the one that brought that shit back. Black, like wannabe ass Martin Luther, like, bro, no, dude. Then you didn't even do nothing for black people. You lame. Like, so what was your point of just doing it? Just to make people like separated? Like, Barack Obama is such a fucking loser, bro. We are Israel. That's a comment that I just read. That's Mr. Gamer 676271. God damn. Yeah, man. Not guilty, not guilty. Y'all are killing me, bro. Y'all are really dumb as hell. Y'all really are dumb, man. How is he not guilty, man? He had no business over there. No winners. Yeah, I honestly, yeah, that is true though. Nobody wins in this situation, bro. The only person that wins is the media. If I'm being honest with you, both families basically lost their sons because he's gonna be found guilty, y'all. I don't know if y'all like one of the Black Power moments, but yeah, he's gonna be found guilty. So basically, two families just lost a son, man, a brother, a nephew. You know what I'm saying? So really, nobody wins in this besides the media. They talking about leave without pay, bro. You know I work too much. LWOP, leave without pay. Come on, man. They talking about if Obama had a son. Oh shit. If Obama had a son, he would be out here murking white track stars, man. That's crazy. That ain't me, YouTube algorithm AI captions. That's not me. I'm just reading the chat. I'm just reading the chat. Man, I'm actually reading two chats if I'm being honest. Kamala Anthony. Obama is a Muslim. And wait, y'all, wait. Whoa, slow down, guys. Slow down. Slow down, man. I can't be reading all this. It's too fast. I do want to read that one though. They say Obama is a Muslim and he was where? I'm sorry. He was installed to divide the country. Oh yeah. Look, man, everybody say his birth certificate is questionable as hell. They be saying he from Kenya, all type of stuff, man. But and then his middle name is Hussein. Like, come on, bro. What in the holy Hussein is crazy. Um, just for Austin. Thank you, bro. Can we get some love for my boy Austin in the chat though? Cause that's crazy, man. Y'all really keep spamming not guilty. Like I ain't man. I am appalled. Oh, somebody sent oh, okay. I don't know if I'm gonna say this right, but if it's Sabroach once sent a mystery gift. Okay. Thank you for the mystery gift. Ooh. The mystery gift. Mystery. Yeah, God bless Austin and his family. Yeah, man. Seriously. Hope they were jet pilots. Yeah. T.C.C. we get live over dumb shit. I'm trying to tell you, man. You ain't lying on that one. Somebody said, "Lock that trash up." Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not gonna call them. I don't think nobody is trash. I mean, I'm not gonna. I'm never gonna speak down on nobody like that because now you like talking with like a god complex at that point. I'm never. The only people I call trash is like murderers, like rapists, and pedophile, PDF, all them people. Those people are trash. Absolutely. But if it's like materialistic things, like I you can't die with the stuff. That's how I think about it. But I do, advocate for people, who work hard for a living, and then if they just get all their money taken away from them, and you got, am I okay? I'm just joking, okay? But I'm just gonna use Patrick Bet David for an example. Like, You got the people out there working hard. Then you got the people like Patrick David with the, the MLM, and he basically just scamming through um what the hell was it called? Like the Patrick David Hope of something. I don't know. But he was scamming the shit out of their ass. I'm not gonna lie. Then with the whole I'm sorry guys, this is off topic. I'm so sorry. But then with the whole $1 million through Vault or something like that. Basically, he's not even trying to pay his $1 million back to the people that those people scammed. So yeah, Patrick Bet David weird as hell for that. But that's what I be saying, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta watch out for these sleaze bags. Hunter the twin. Oh. They keep saying not guilty, bro. This is crazy. They're talking about fresh meat. Y'all is so ready for this ass to get locked up. It's crazy as hell. Yeah, justice for Austin, man. Facts. This is facts, though. He actually not getting enough love for me. Yeah, God. But this is live, though. We are watching the live jury deliberation. So they're still talking, ladies and gentlemen. They're still talking. They're still talking. And like I said earlier, the only thing that I know that they're talking about, this isn't even like up for debate at this point. They're only talking about the backlash that that the country is gonna, basically suffer through when he's found guilty. Because it will be impossible for them to find this boy innocent, man. If they find this, if Carmelo Anthony is innocent, dude, black people the criminals are basically gonna think they can do whatever they want, especially to a specific demographic, and that would be whites. So they cannot allow this man to go free, bro. I'm sorry. All scum is trash, no matter what color. Yeah. There you go, boy. There you go. Hoorah. Yeah, man. And my thing is this, like what US military said, I don't really put a color on it, but you guys already know that's going to be the topic of conversation within, and that's actually going to be a huge like benefactor when it comes to them making a decision with the Carmelo Anthony trial. So yeah, they're like, his fate is honestly resting on his color. And I don't think that's enough. I don't think him being black is going to be enough. I just don't. His own mother was busy buying jewelry and car. Yeah, and a car, I think he meant to say. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the money that they did get from the gifts and go, didn't they buy like a house and like a new Cadillac or something like that? So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that's all they was buying was like personal stuff, but I'm pretty sure they was like, spazzing out with the money that they did have. Guys, make sure you guys hit that like button. Please subscribe if you guys are new. Please don't be weird. It is free, ladies and gentlemen, to hit that like button. And we got to see what they say. I want to see exactly what they say live. I need to see what they say because the whole country is waiting on this. Won't even cap to you guys. The whole country is waiting on this one. Sorry, I'm just reading some chats here. Let me read some more chats. My bad, guys. I don't know if I'm freezing up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, let's read some more chats. Please guilty. Yeah, please guilty for sure. This is going to be huge. Man, huge ain't even the word, man. This is going to be like different. This is going to be different because this is going to divide the country so much, ladies and gentlemen. We honestly need to really be on the lookout. We need to really be on the lookout for this. We're talking about like the aftermath because it's gonna be rioting. It's gonna be a lot of. It's just gonna be a lot of drama. It's gonna be a lot of people trying to basically antagonize people because they feel like they need to get some type of I don't know, closure behind what happened after the decision after he's found guilty, because I know he's going to be guilty later. This honestly, this can't even be up for discussion. This can't this excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna lie to y'all too, man. Israel and Iran, boy, Iran been fucking Israel up with the missiles, dude. Jesus Christ, man. Trying to see. But yeah, guys, I definitely want to get into like more things because we just waiting as of right now. But I mean there are more things that we can talk about while we wait. But we already know the ins and out of this case because if you're using common sense and basic knowledge, you should already know that for one, Carmelo Anthony had no business being in the tent. First of all, without adult supervision is crazy. That's the first thing I'm gonna say. Where the hell are the adults, man? Where are the adults at? Because that's the real question that people really seriously need to be asking themselves. Where were the adults? How do y'all allow this to escalate this far? I don't even understand. I don't understand. This is the dumbest thing that you could have ever allowed as a high school. He said, I ran screw those dumbasses. Yeah. Yeah, man. Them terrorists, dude. Let me see. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to read. I don't know I don't know if I'm just moving slow or what. All right, guys. I'm in Iran. What? Bro, man. You're kidding me. You're in Iran right now? Oh, wow, man. Look, y'all all need to thank US military M5J for his service immediately, bro. What? They have a verdict. I know. That's what I just saw. I just saw that. I just saw that. Bro, that is crazy, bro. Wow, my boy is literally in Iran. You a real one, man. I need to send you something. Shit. He say running short. Run. Oh my god, bro. Yeah, thank that man for his service, man. That boy Nick Fuentes say Carmelo Anthony deserves the death penalty. He was clearly motivated by nothing other than pure radical hatred for white men, just like the Sika killer in the UK. Yeah, they talking about. Oh my god. Let me just get back to this verdict. Let me get to the verdict. Let me see this. T.C.C. I am a female. Wait a minute. You're a girl? You're a girl? Well, not a girl, but you're a girl? That is the coolest thing I've ever freaking heard, bro, all week. That's just like finding out Samus is a girl. Y'all know Samus from dude, that is crazy. That is crazy. That is actually cool. And they always try to call me a misogynist and all that bullshit, but I actually think that's pretty cool. They say it's a verdict, but I don't see. I thought it was. Let's see. Picture. Let me see. I haven't really looked at it. Like it just. I thought it was like a. Let me see. Oh, that is a girl. I never looked at it that close. That is crazy. I feel so embarrassed, bro. Oh, okay. I think I found it. I think we got it, guys. That is so cool. That is actually pretty cool, guys. Verdict at 205. Yeah, I think I got it right here. Yep. This is it, baby. This is it. Sit down. Oh my god. Hold on. Let me share this screen. Oh my god. These people is out here acting so fucking stupid. Y'all got to be kidding me, bro. Justice for all. See how this already about to divide the country? Dude. Y'all are fucking morons, bro. Hit that like button, guys, because now it's getting serious. It's getting serious now, guys. Yes, sir. It's getting serious now, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button. Because they about to lock his ass up. Man, turn that. Do you see how much they have to do? The church music and all of this, like, sympathy passes. Like, come on, bro. This is crazy. We want justice for Austin, man. I know that's right. We want justice for that boy, Austin. 205, baby, 205.
No, I don't know where they are.
Freedom? What are you talking about? Hey, even makes sense. Literally don't even make sense, bro. Shut up, bro. You got to be kidding me. You can't even have a civil conversation with these people, man. I told you, bro, if he found guilty, these blacks is gonna go off the chain, bro. Freedom from what? You're free as hell right now to protest. Nobody is locking you up for protesting being stupid right now. Freedom for what? Karmelo hasn't even been convicted yet. What do you mean? What do we want freedom? Who is paying these people? That's a stupid chant. That is a stupid chant. What are we even talking about, bro? We need to get this shit to 205 immediately so we can see his ass get convicted, bro. Because he better not breaking news. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hold on. Let me turn the volume back up.
Fox 4 Digital Studio, a verdict has been reached in the Karmelo
Yeah,
trial.
baby.
It's going to be announced
Live.
in about 10 minutes.
Hit that like button
and we're watching now the tension that is growing outside of the Collin County Courthouse.
Shut up. Those are just a bunch of whiners. Just a bunch of whiners.
People are holding signs there and chanting, as you can see. The noise, the chants are getting louder and louder. This jury started deliberating at around 10:52 this morning. So they have been deliberating for 3 hours, and we know they have reached that verdict, which will be announced at 2:05.
2:05, baby.
This
get
whole
your
process
popcorn, get
really
your drinks.
has moved fairly quickly.
Look,
if you think
man,
about it,
get
just last
everything you
Monday,
need.
jury selection
Look at these
started.
ignorant ass people. You can't
And,
even have a
by Wednesday, the jury was
conversation.
seated.
You see how this
And
about to
over the
divide the
weekend,
country?
prosecutors rested their case. The defense rested its case
Let me talk about
yesterday.
this for a minute. at what's
right, here
happening
come
right
the
now.
white
This is
knight.
the
Look at this
tension that
fucking
has
white
been
knight right here, bro. Look at this dumbass white knight right here, bro. Lame ass nigga, bro. What is your defense for this boy killing Austin? What is your defense for that? Black power, black Jesus, black ding ding ding. Like, nigga, first of all, back the fuck up off old buddy immediately. That's what I would have said.
been growing in Collin County.
Lame as hell,
Absolutely.
bro.
And I think this is probably going to paint the picture of how things are going to be once the verdict is announced, which we
It's
are
going to
waiting
divide
for
the
at
country.
2:05 this afternoon. So in less than
We
10
got
minutes.
5
But
minutes, ladies
we're
and
already
gentlemen. I
seeing
kind of want to go
tensions.
get some chips.
And this is how it's been over the last couple of days. But really now we're seeing it escalate as people are facing each other,
205,
holding
205,
signs,
205.
yelling, chanting, and things appear to be getting a little
205
hostile.
more.
Yeah, and certainly we hope the
Man,
cooler
like
heads
that,
will
like
ultimately
that,
prevail
like
here.
that,
This
like that.
emotion
Let's go,
does
baby.
not help or change
like
anything
button.
that 12 people have decided about Carmelo Anthony's future.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Look,
Why
we'll
is you
talk about
getting
that.
all
He could be found
aggressive,
guilty
bro?
of murder, and there's never been
You
a
are
question about what
literally
happened.
proving the
It's
point.
been a question about what happened.
Literally
Mhm.
proving
In
the
other words,
stereotype right
He
there.
never
man.
denied. In fact, he
Calm your
admitted
ass
that
down.
he did stab the young man, Austin Metcalf. That's not the question. The question is, was it murder in the state of Texas? You have to prove intent. Did he intend to kill or cause
Yes,
serious
bro.
bodily harm, cause
He
death?
said, "Touch
Or
me
was
and
it in
see
fact
what
self-defense,
happens."
as
I'm
he
so tired of
has
these
maintained and
dumbass
his
news
defense team has
commentators, bro.
maintained?
Oh my god,
Or
these
will this
news
jury
anchors are so
acquit him and
dumb.
find him not guilty and believe it was self-defense? Or will he be found guilty of manslaughter, a lesser charge?
Right. And that was the case this morning. So the jury was able to consider
Oh my gosh,
manslaughter
bro.
as a lesser charge to first-degree murder. Obviously, manslaughter is a reckless killing.
Manslaughter,
Murder
bro.
includes the intent that this was
need
deliberate.
to fucking stop with that shit, bro. I had to mute it for a second, but y'all need to go on with that shit, bro. Manslaughter, bro. That shit was premeditated. He said, "Touch me and see what happens." What are you talking about? He has no business there, bro. What do you mean manslaughter, dude? Y'all are so fucking weird.
9 years. The manslaughter charge carries 2 to 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so this jury will ultimately also decide his
Bro,
punishment.
this chat is going
once the
crazy
verdict
right
is
now.
announced,
They
the
just heard
punishment
that
phase,
shit, bro.
should start
Manslaughter
today
is
because
crazy.
of the time that the verdict is coming, 2 o'clock. So the
Manslaughter is
punishment phase
crazy as
should
hell,
start
bro.
this afternoon.
Are you
And
crazy?
then certainly tomorrow it will continue.
That boy
And
guilty as hell. It was
which
intent.
has moved at a rapid pace. This trial will probably
He
wrap by
literally
week.
said, "Touch me and see what happens, bro." That shit is premeditated murder. He is dead, bro. And he said, "Touch me, see what happens." And he proceeded to stab him in the heart. He has a weapon where he shouldn't even have a weapon at. You're at a track meet. Why do you need a knife, you dumbass nigga? That's the whole point. Then you got this aggressive ass nigga right here, basically just proving a stereotype.
To a decision, which we're going to find
It is
out
right
in
here, man.
4
This
minutes.
could be
So hopefully this
embarrassing,
starts
bro.
right on time at
This is
2:05.
embarrassing.
But as we're watching
Like
right now,
button,
live
man.
pictures
We need people to watch.
of
We need
people
people to see
protesting,
this,
of
bro.
tensions escalating, of just kind of a
Hit the like button, man, because we need people to see this. We need people to see that it's basically truth versus color, bro. This is all they care about. This is truth versus color. Truth versus virtue signaling. The chat is going crazy. Everybody going crazy. Look at this nigga hopping up and down like a clown. Do you see this,
spaces. I wish all.
Do y'all see this, bro? This nigga is hopping up and down like a dummy.
Said race was not a part of it, and
race
the
is a
judge as
part
well
of it. Do
in
you
this
see
case
this, dude?
That it was not a case about race, but you cannot deny that just the facts of the
Bro,
case and what we've seen play out since then and what we're happening now
this
is
dude
because
is so fucking gay. And these be the this is the reason why men are so feminized in the black community, bro. This is so lame. Shit is lame as hell. You dancing like a moron. You dancing like a fucking clown. Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on, Sheriff Thompson. Get this nigga up out of here, bro.
who could have qualified for the
Dancing
jury
on
were
all this
stricken
shit.
by
Why
the
do y'all
prosecution.
keep getting in this
That
man
caused the defense
face?
to raise the Batson challenge early on. The judge
Why do y'all keep
challenge.
getting in this
That
man's
has been a
face,
sticking
bro?
point for people who support Karmelo
I see
Anthony.
a cop at least.
Right. There were three
That's what I'm
potential
saying. Like,
black
get this
jurors
dumbass
who
nigga out of
could
here,
have
bro.
been
This
on the
nigga guilty as
jury.
hell,
And
bro.
I believe
I
either
can't
three or
even
just a
read
few
this
of
other
them
chat. It's
are
just going
educators. And so they felt
crazy.
that they could not
Justice
be a
for
part of the jury. So there was some
absolutely.
controversy surrounding that decision there. I feel as though we should probably give some background information as we await for the jury to announce its verdict.
Turn on them,
This
bro.
was a
What else do you
12-person
need
jury.
to?
There were 6 alternates.
Yeah, the
That
verdict
included
has
11
been reached,
women
baby.
and 7 men.
205.
No black
You wait
jurors,
one
which
more minute.
really
One more minute.
was led to controversy. I
1
think some
minute,
people
baby.
felt like because this case is racially charged that there should have been black jurors there. This all happened in 2025.
Verdict,
this was during a track meet in Frisco at Centennial High School. Karmelo Anthony was sitting under the Memorial High School team tent. And something interesting that was brought up yesterday is one of the students who testified was asked, is this normal? And
no,
he said,
it's not.
when
That's
it comes
exactly
to
what he said.
track and field, it's not rare. It's not
It's
unheard
not
of. It is
normal.
a social
said, lady.
sport where sometimes people from different schools are under another student's or another team's tent. And so but he didn't say it was common or it happened often, but it was something that took place from time to time.
So if you listen to
for him
some
to
of the
be in prison
testimony
for the
of the
rest of his
witnesses,
life,
and
but the
again,
only
the state,
thing,
I believe, called
in
21
my
witnesses.
opinion, that's
according to
sad
memory.
about this is
The
Austin
defense,
losing his
I believe,
life.
called a half dozen.
His
Some of
father
those
basically
witnesses
going in there to
for
try
the
to
state said doesn't
basically
happen.
show that
It's rare.
there
It
wouldn't
doesn't
be
happen at
no
all.
racial tension. The
Witnesses for the
father
defense said, hey, it does
actually
happen.
tried
So
to prevent this shit that's going on right now. If we really keeping it a bean, the father actually tried to go to the Austin family. I mean, excuse me, not Austin family. They tried to go to the Anthony family, and squash it. But they said, oh, well, he's not allowed to be here because he's intimidating the Karmelo Anthony family. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? He's trying to show that even though I lost my son, even though your son murdered my son, I'm going to still forgive you because that's what God would want me to do. This fucking weird ass race baiter gonna go on camera, go on the stand, not like the jury stand or anything like that. This is before the trial, but he's basically just gonna go on this little prop stand and say, well, he had no right to be here. He had no right to basically say the things that he wanted to say. When I'm like, what the? I'm like, all right, bro, y'all acting like Carmelo's the one that is dead. Let's get into this verdict.
Now, we're about 20 feet away from the other camera angle that you guys
hit that like button too, guys, because we about to get the verdict live.
Can you guys hear me in the studio?
We getting the verdict live.
Can you guys hear me back at the studio? Okay, so I'm standing about 20 feet back from where that other camera angle is where you've been seeing some of these live pictures. So we're kind of standing behind the crowd. I can tell you that
all
there
these
are barricades that are
African
lined up
wannabes.
right
like y'all love Africa so much, but never want to move to Africa ass niggas. Like I can't.
And
y'all just want
in the past
y'all just want some
few
attention.
seconds seems like they're trying to show kind of some unification here in front of those
white
barricades.
Guy right here. I'm
about,
telling you, bro.
Like
didn't
I say all of this earlier?
I said all of this earlier, bro. I don't miss, bro. I'm telling you, I don't miss.
Armed officers.
I don't miss, bro. I said all of this earlier.
The emotions running high as we get into now just past 2:05 p.m. when we know members of the media are going to be allowed back inside the courtroom to hear what
and it's like,
that
there you
verdict
go.
is. I can tell you when I first got here a few minutes ago, when we heard that the verdict was going to be announced, people were initially scattered
that guy is white.
out of the way,
I don't care
standing
about
under
color,
trees since
but
it is
y'all
so
know
hot
we
out
looking
here.
for approval
When they heard that
from the
there
black people,
was a
bro.
verdict that had been
Lame
reached,
as
that's when
hell.
you started to see people, some of them running towards the front here to kind of get a spot as close as they can.
Look at them getting their cameras ready, like just
many of them talking
media
about
hungry.
justice for Carmelo. I'm going to throw it back to you in the studio,
bro. I'm telling you, like
your
the
coverage,
media,
by
the
the
only
way,
ones
has
that
been
really
simply
get a
outstanding.
win-win out of this whole
great work
situation is
since
the
the very
media.
beginning of this, and now we're coming to this heightened emotional culmination, at least to the guilt or innocence phase of this trial. Then the punishment phase, the sentencing phase, will begin immediately.
Yes, we were expecting that at 2:05, and it looks like the jury has reached a verdict and it's going to be announced. So we're going to bring you the details as soon as we find out what they have reached. But I think we should probably reset if you're just joining us right now as to what is going on right now. The jury started deliberating at 10:52 this morning, and at 2:05 they have now reached a verdict. We were waiting for that verdict to be announced. 2:07 right now. These things sometimes take some time, and things have certainly escalated outside of the Collin County Courthouse. You can see law enforcement out there trying to, keep everything calm, trying to get people away. It looks like from the steps of the courthouse, but tensions are rising. At one point, we saw two people very close to each other exchanging some words, and we could hear yelling. Earlier, when we were on the noon show, Alex Boyer was outside of the courthouse, and he was saying that he saw.
Oh yeah, every now and then, every now and then
we were hearing someone chanting in the
and
background.
then here's the thing when it comes to
and
here's the thing when it comes to Nick Fuentes. Actually, he actually believes that Karmelo Anthony is guilty as well, which we already know, and he actually wants him to get the death penalty. I wouldn't necessarily go to say the death penalty, but it wouldn't be out of the option, because if he does get the death penalty, I mean, I'm not going to be sad because Austin's dead. So, you take a life, you lose a life.
No? So, yeah.
This moment. And so they have to watch that as well as watch what's happening in the courtroom. It's going to be coming down. If the jurors are back in, it could very well be that they're being polled individually, asking if the verdict is theirs. And
what is this guy doing right here, bro? This nigga
that'll be read by either the judge or the foreperson.
Please go away.
What that verdict is.
And because this trial really was moved quickly, I kind of want to get into some of the developments that took place this morning. So the jury was able to consider manslaughter as a lesser charge to first-degree murder. Manslaughter is, just reckless killing, right? He did not.
We know who runs the media.
Did not intend to kill someone. He just happened to kill someone. Meanwhile, murder includes the intent that this was deliberate. So the jury is having to decide between manslaughter as that lesser charge or first-degree murder. Now, as we talked about this earlier, the difference is the maximum sentence, right? So for manslaughter, the maximum sentence is 20 years. For manslaughter, for murder, first-degree murder, the maximum sentence is really life in prison. So Karmelo Anthony was facing between 5 years to 99 years in prison. During closing arguments, the state actually waived the right to open, so the defense went first. And so on Karmelo Anthony's side, his attorney, Mike Howard, argued that Anthony was invited into the tent by somebody he knew and that nobody had the right to use force to eject him in terms of, some of the witnesses said he was pushed,
I
he was
believe
shoved.
that they will use manslaughter is because the racial division won't be as bad. That's the only reason, in my opinion, why I think they wouldn't charge him with, all-out murder, because if they charge him with manslaughter, then, his prison sentence probably won't be as long if he was charged with murder. So it's really weird. They're really doing all of this based on politics, in my opinion. And I really don't like it, if I'm being honest.
Defense is not a defense in this case because Anthony provoked Austin Metcalf into pushing him when he said, "Touch me and see what happens." So the question here is, was this
guy? Yeah, this didn't. Y'all saw that dude with the blue suit on? That's the damn race baiter I was telling you about.
Here? That is what the jury is going to have to decide on. Or was this a case of manslaughter, as we just mentioned, the lesser charge that was presented this morning to the jury that they could also consider.
And in a case like this, you talk about Bill Werski waiving his opening opportunity in closing arguments. That's a strategic move, right?
Bro, what do you mean?
Because the burden of proof is on the state.
Hands to yourself, bro. He had no business being there.
The defense makes its close, and then they get to rebut that to have the last word. He wanted to stack all of his time, so he deferred, if you will hold ours and reserve it and wait, so he could have this powerful, emotional, planned close, which is what he did. That's what an attorney is supposed to do, to try to press their claim to the jurors. And the last voice you hear, maybe the last impression. And so we'll have to see what this jury decides. One of the interesting things, and I think we talked about it a little bit on our air, is that Bill Werski and Toby Shook have worked together on some of the biggest cases. They were both prosecutors In the
Bro,
same
these
time, at the
people
Dallas
need to
County District
calm
Attorney's Office,
down,
some of the most
bro. Y'all
historic
need to
cases
break out
in North
the
Texas,
pepper
they
spray
worked
at
on
this
them
point.
together, even as special
I get people gonna
prosecutors
talk, but
for a
it's
case
like,
down in
chill
Kaufman
out.
County where an assistant district attorney was assassinated. And now they, on another historic case, are at opposite tables in the courtroom.
And we will see how, how the jury decides, what decision they have come to. We are waiting for them to announce their verdict. Um, this this case certainly got national attention. I mean, really from the very beginning, whether you live in Texas or not. I think many people have heard about this case. We've seen national media come over to Collin County outside of the courtroom. We've seen TikTokers, YouTubers. I mean, it has gained a lot of interest. Again, these are two 17-year-old boys at the time. There was no evidence that they knew each other prior to this incident, but it has garnered a lot of attention. And so I think that is also part of the reason why you're seeing so many people out there. It has raised a lot of emotions too.
And mainstream attention. New York Times, CNN, Fox News Channel, News Nation, all covering this. And we've seen either family members of these folks involved or those who are speaking for them all across TV
Race baiters,
leading up
basically
to this trial. Now, even though judge imposed a gag order on those immediately involved, there have been those outside voices, those surrogate voices that have been speaking for both sides along the way. So with the sheriff's deputies there now, the Collin County Sheriff's deputies, things have quieted down somewhat. They were there and kind of allowing people to have their voice, but they've kind of stepped up their presence as we're now getting closer to learning what that verdict is today.
Something that was interesting to me during this trial is, and this seemed to have some people too, is we did not hear from Austin Metcalf's twin brother. He did not testify during this trial. We also didn't hear from Karmelo Anthony either about this. And I think that was probably strategic too, in terms of not having them testify.
Well, first, since you mentioned Karmelo Anthony first, let's talk about that first. You cannot hold it against me if I don't testify in my own defense, even if my defense is self-defense. If my attorneys feel like we have proven our point, we have proven our position.
He really don't need to testify.
Remember,
everybody knows he
stand,
did it.
You open
we don't
yourself up
we don't
to
even really need to know why he did it.
And a skilled attorney, no matter how innocent you may be, a skilled attorney can press his claim through you. As for Austin Metcalf's
that's the only reason why him actually
I don't know that they felt like they needed to bring that emotional wound to the surface.
So,
to press their claim and prove their point to jurors.
What was the
through
actual reason
video,
behind you
through
stabbing
tearful
Austin?
testimony
You're in
of
fear of your life?
many of their 21 witnesses.
Okay.
I think
How
folks
are you in fear of
relived
your
that
life?
moment. We heard about how they were trying to do
Can't
the
make
chest
that make sense to
compressions,
me.
and we heard all
Or
of
on
that.
any
I
planet.
think they felt we don't need to bring him back through that and let him live through that moment. Remember, the family members, as the medical examiner talked, as some of that testimony went forth, the family members of Metcalf left the courtroom. So no need to put him through that trauma in front of the jury. I think they felt they were okay without that. And I think the defense felt the same thing, that they were okay without Karmelo Anthony taking the stand.
And for people who are watching and maybe wondering too, the prosecution called 21 witnesses. Initially, I believe 35 witnesses were expected, and the defense called a handful of witnesses. I think I've heard from different legal experts that the defense really doesn't even have to call witnesses in this case. All of this falls on the prosecution side in terms of trying to prove that he is guilty. So that is why, if you think, oh, there's a disparity, why
there's not
witnesses on one side and a handful of witnesses on the other side. That is probably why you see a higher number on the
That's actually a good
Well,
comment.
and sometimes less is better.
7-3.
Okay, we believe the jurors are back in the courtroom according to the families are in the courtroom. Okay.
Right. So how are they advising?
The judge is not yet on the bench. The families are now back in the courtroom.
Doesn't make sense
And,
at all.
You know, time is very flexible. There's something in Texas called legal time, lawyer time.
He already said,
and whatever it is, it's not what's on the clock on the wall.
So you do what you were capable of doing.
So this is a big moment, right? And this is going to be a moment for these jurors. They've been brought into this. It's a supercharged case. Maybe they hadn't reached conclusions, and we hope that they were honest in voir dire, that they had not come to any conclusions about this case. Certainly they heard about it to some extent. you can hear about a case and not make conclusions about it and still be a great juror. And we pray that so, but
Carmelo own
they've been
witness
in
said
this
he was guilty. Yes,
crucible. They know what's
you're right.
happening
That's
outside.
actually
They know the
that's
pressure on
actually
this.
why it would be very, very
And
weird if
so
he get
we'll soon
manslaughter
hear
because his own witness said it's
the verdict in
actually
this
not
case.
normal for what he did.
We'll soon hear the verdict.
Yes, we should. As we've talked about this, I mean, this has gotten
The
national
comments are
attention, which is
absolutely
why
crazy,
so many people have
disgusting.
come
Every day
out
that goes by.
to
Oh
protest,
my
you
goodness.
know, on whichever side that they're on, to whether it's to defend Austin Metcalf or Carmelo Anthony. And so it looks like things have
That boy
certainly
went to
calmed
firing
down. That was
squad
not the case when
immediately.
we got on about 20 minutes ago or so. So I guess that's good news there that things are starting to calm down. But we're going to see, you know, how
Right,
all of
let's
this
see what
plays out.
happens. Yeah.
And we'll go from there. I mean, this was a 12-person jury. 600 people were part of that
I don't see
initial
these
jury
protests
selection.
for
They narrowed it
Margaret
down to
Swan, who
12
was stabbed
people.
to death. Yep.
And over the course of 2.5 days, the prosecution called 21
Yep.
witnesses, the defense
Lady was
called
set
a
on
handful of
fire.
witnesses. And so
Lady
now it
was
is
stabbed to death by a
this
crazy
case is
black
really in
dude.
the
Where's
hands of
the
this jury. It
protest
is
and
up
all
to
the
them.
crazy
They
race
have
decisions for
made
that?
their decision. And so we are patiently awaiting to find out what that decision is.
Yeah,
What
in
have they
fact,
decided?
It's
weird,
done now.
man.
They've made their decision. They've come to a verdict, and we'll soon hear that. And then the punishment phase, sentencing phase, will begin. And Austin Metcalf's brother is in the courtroom next to his mom right now. And so this has been an emotional burden for all involved. I mean, all these kids are good
Somebody
kids.
said
They all had
Austin
good
effed
grades.
around
They
and
all had bright
found out.
futures. And
Y'all are
in a
weird,
moment,
bro.
whatever happened under that tent
How did
has
he F
derailed.
around and find out? Because he wanted him to get out of his tent. He had no business being there. What do you mean he effed around and found out? That's not how that works, buddy. Somebody effing around is somebody actually, you know, probably either intimidating or trying to harm the other
Emotional was. I
person.
think you mentioned
And
this
then a
too,
person
Sean, that
retaliates.
having to see the surveillance footage, having to
Does that make
see
sense?
just
When you can't use FAFO in this term, you can't use that in this analogy, bro. That doesn't even make sense. How did Austin FAFO? Austin was the, you know, victim. Carmelo Anthony, he's the you know, perpetrator. He's actually a murderer, if I'm being honest. But they don't want to call him a murderer yet because he hasn't been officially tried as a murderer yet. So, but everybody already know that this boy is unhinged and he needs to go to jail. He needs to actually do life. He needs to at least do life in prison, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying he need like the death penalty or nothing like that, because I'm not gonna choose who live or dies. That's not my job. I'm not going that far. You see what I'm saying? But I think he should at least get the death penalty.
There are sweaty foreheads, hearts are racing. Everyone in that courtroom, on either side, everyone in that courtroom has the same
Off
kind of
subject, I cannot
anxiety
believe Chicago
at this
lost the
moment
Bears.
as
Man,
they
look.
wait for words that will echo in
That
their
nigga
hearts and
Brandon
minds
Johnson and the
long
Democratic
beyond
machine that's in
today.
Chicago.
And there was question about, you
If
know, okay,
that
well, how long is this
doesn't
jury
wake
going to
people's heads
deliberate
up and
for?
their
That was a
eyes up,
question this morning. We were wondering,
Chicago
right?
Bears
Because
basically
this was
going
kind
to
of their
Hammond,
first
Indiana.
time
I don't know what else
really
to tell them,
talking
man. I
to
don't
each
know what else
other
to tell them,
about
Badger.
what the evidence that was presented to them, right? So this is their first time, you know, saying, well, I thought this or I thought that, or what did you
Come on,
make
look
of
at all
this?
those emojis
And
in the
so
chat. It's
really for
because they
them
can't
to
spell.
come to a
You
conclusion,
know
to
they
come to
can't
a
spell.
decision within 3 hours of
They
deliberating,
say Black
I
fatigue
thought,
wins in
okay, that's
2026.
fairly soon. You know, maybe we'll expect it later this evening or
Yeah,
tomorrow.
there is
But
a
it
lot of Black
sounds like they
fatigue
have
going
come.
on.
They have come
People
to
are
a
actually getting
consensus.
tired of
And
that
really, there's
garbage.
no
People are getting
formula
tired of Black
for
people
how
who
juries
do
work.
ignorant
Over
stuff
my
like this, not
years,
get
I've had
held
an opportunity
accountable.
to interview a number of jurors. Oftentimes, they'll return to the jury room and immediately take a vote to find out where they are in the room. And then they start working through evidence or questions or talking out loud
They
amongst
do have a
themselves
lot
from
of
there
emojis,
to
though.
see if
That's
which way
kind of
they move, if they
crazy.
move at all. So we don't know where they started, but we do know starting the deliberations at 10:52 and then getting word when we did a little after 1, I guess, that you know, they reached a verdict. They weren't too far apart, whichever direction they're in. And they
Yeah.
weren't too far apart. It didn't
But
take
yeah,
that much
the
longer.
thing is, though, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached a verdict. The verdict was supposed to be told to us at 2:05, and it's 2:23. So we're almost 20 minutes late when it comes to that. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, they're probably just getting ready to suffer either the backlash from the Anthony side or the backlash from the Metcalf side. That's all they're doing right now because the tension is already building up outside.
Reckless killing that kind of in that
Tension is
spur of the
building up
moment
in
in fear maybe of his safety.
all
He
type of
felt
stuff,
that
man.
he was in danger and he decided to defend himself. That is what the
He
defense is
wasn't in
arguing.
danger.
Murder would
Oh my God,
includes the
bro.
intent. You know,
He
was this
wasn't in
intentional? Did
danger.
he mean to do this? There were some people who asked the question of why did he bring a knife to a track meet? And
Exactly.
there were some more details that were brought out about that knife.
So let me interject this. Lori Brown is in the courtroom and she
Okay,
is able
let me guess the
to
details about
send
the
out
knife.
messages.
Let me guess. The knife was a butter knife, and it isn't considered an actual knife. So yeah, it technically wasn't murder because it was a butter knife. Yeah, Austin's dead, by the way, but it isn't technically murder because it wasn't a real knife. It was just a butter knife. It was probably just a knife that starts, with I don't know. I don't fucking know. They're gonna say something stupid, bro, about this knife that probably isn't even gonna be relevant because it was sharp enough to stab and kill Austin Metcalf. So what the hell? What more detail do we need to know about the knife? It was sharp and it worked. What the hell?
Verdict is, it looks like we have someone joining us on Zoom, Russell Wilson. Russell, thank you for joining us here. We are waiting for that verdict to be announced. What do you make of the fact that, I mean, the jury has been deliberated for 3 hours. So they reached a decision just before 2 o'clock. Just in your experience, I mean, what do you make of them coming to this decision fairly soon?
It was a blade over 5 inches.
I think,
bro, look, man,
yeah,
and look,
it
you
would
know
be
what?
consistent with there not being
U.S.
much
military.
disagreement
I ain't gonna say too much
among the 12
because I'm
jurors.
live right now. Let me turn
So,
this down a little bit.
it wouldn't necessarily take very
But
long to
if
resolve
you
those
dangerous
disagreements.
enough, I don't care how many inches it is. I ain't gonna lie to you. And already know what I mean when I say that. I ain't like served, but I definitely got military training. And if you dangerous enough, the blade being over 5 inches honestly wouldn't even matter. I carry a 6.5-inch knife, not illegal. Man, okay, so what they're gonna say that the inch of the blade matters? Who fucking cares? It works. That's just like saying, oh, I didn't get shot because I got shot with a 22 millimeter. Okay. Even though it's not really that big of a bullet, I mean, it's still a fucking bullet and I still got shot. So we going to base off inches now. We measuring by like sizes now. What are we doing? And who is this Don King mixed with fucking Wesley Snipes with a dash of Drewski? Who is this damn dude?
In a matter of seconds. And so when they're sitting there as jurors, even though they're not deliberating, they themselves are forming at least individual opinions regarding the evidence. And so the first time that you actually deliberate as a whole is in jury deliberations. But when you're sitting there through a trial and you hear testimony, it has to cause you to form an opinion.
So stupid in the comments, bro.
And so
he was a minor.
Trying to keep your mind
he
open
wasn't at his worst state of mind. What are you?
Usually,
first of all,
your mind
not
is
a minor anymore. He's not a minor anymore, you fucking weirdo. And second of all, I wasn't stabbing people to death at 17. What are you talking about? I was not stabbing. I was not doing these things at 17. I wasn't perfect. But I wasn't fucking stabbing people at 17. So what are you talking about? These people be fucking stupid, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all.
The issues are kind of narrow.
Right. And you've talked to many of your jurors, both as a
Guilty.
prosecutor and
talking about
attorney.
white fatigue.
Do you
Oh
find they retire to that jury room?
Give me a break.
Russell, they kind of do a straw poll to see
bro,
where they are
ain't no
on
white
guilt or
fatigue,
innocence,
bro.
and then
What
they
do you
start
mean? What do you mean? White people are basically the majority of America. There is no white fatigue, even considering the people that got white guilt. white fatigue ain't a thing in America. Maybe in Africa, maybe in South Africa when they're getting murked. Yeah, it's probably white fatigue over there, and they probably not even doing nothing wrong. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all not even using the words right, bro. Black fatigue mean they're tired of black people. They're tired of dumb black people that's doing dumb shit out there, like crime, robbing people, basically harassing people who just so happen to just be white. Yeah, that's black fatigue. White would be white people out there. Like, basically, if it's hella chus the builders out there, then yeah, it'll be white fatigue.
Really deliberating and
but white fatigue ain't really as hot as
the
like
reason that they feel one way or another is different. Somebody may point out something in the law or something in the evidence that might cause the person to view it a different way, and that's kind of how deliberations proceed. I mean, there's
division is
usually a few
right
folks
now, man.
that
You see it
we would
outside.
characterize
The crowd is actually getting bigger.
followers,
You guys can't see it.
Meaning that
the crowd is actually getting bigger in the corner.
Based off of their disposition, are more likely to follow a person who's firm in their belief, and so that usually, is how deliberations proceed. There's a person or persons that are firm, and then other individuals have to either be as equally firm for the verdict not to be reached, or they have to be open to a discussion. And over the course of that discussion, the firmer the person's belief is, then the more likely the verdict is going to go that person's way.
Okay, so we
see the
understand
crowd
now
back
that
there?
the jury, the jurors are being brought in.
That crowd is actually getting bigger. So they
We don't
need
have
to
a lot of time to
do
go into
something
more
like
about the minds of
before it
jurors, but you
becomes
want
like a
both firm
full
and followers
army
on
out
any
there
jury.
of black people.
Absolutely.
And with us.
I guess before we go to that, I mean, we're waiting to find out what the decision is. Let's
Officer
talk a little
Tatum
bit
is
about
saying
this trial in
guilty.
terms of we did get more insight in terms of
course he's
why
guilty, bro.
Carmelo
How is
Anthony
he
was under
innocent?
the tent, that he
How
had
is
a
it-
friend,
First
that
of
it was
all,
raining, he
how
went
is
for
it
cover.
manslaughter?
But the defense never explained why he brought this pocket knife. It was just a small knife, 3.5 inches, why he brought it to the track meet. Do you think that
I'm
in
getting
terms of
unnerved, yeah.
on the defense's side, was that a missed opportunity in terms of not explaining why he had that with him? Is that something that they should have gotten into, or is this a case of less is more?
I mean, I think they ultimately decided that less was more. I think their point was it was lawful to have it, and risking a violation of school policy was indifferent. When you think of a person having a knife, the knife is displayed, and jurors have to form a belief if they think that knife can be used for other utility purposes, or if it's there exclusively
Come
to
on,
be used as a weapon.
Come on, Tom King.
In the range of knives, if you will,
what else are you using a knife for?
one of the things is that the knife was less than 5.5 inches, which suggests that under Texas law, well, not suggest, it is actually legal to carry it there, but it suggests that it also could have other potential uses.
And of course,
like what, nigga?
Not having the knife cleaned, leaving the dried blood on the knife lends to the mind and imagination of the jurors those other uses.
This shit don't even make sense.
Right. I think that they decided that
y'all acting like he had a utility thing. Y'all know those things where they got like all of those things in one.
Of a confrontation with the person that he didn't know he was going to.
All those things that in one, it's like you flip them all out.
To a confrontation with
you
on
like
that
a
day.
screwdriver.
So I think
opener.
Certainly,
you got
you want to try to answer every question you can.
I don't know. It's like a universal something.
Every answer comes with
one
risk
of those.
as well. Carmelo
it was a little
testified. He certainly could have been cross-examined, and it might have been an opportunity for the state to go back through in a different way.
Thank you. It's a guilty verdict, and they're calling up extra police.
So I think
that's the most
that out and decided against it.
I've ever
Lori
seen.
Brown
I don't
is telling
even know
us
you,
now
dude.
that Judge Roach is on the bench and said that we are now on the record to bring in the jury, warning those in the courtroom any outburst, a person will be held in
take over 3 hours.
Defense Attorney Mike Howard, standing with his
They already
arms
know what they already
on
know is
Carmelo
going to go down.
Anthony. and they are standing now.
Yeah, Swiss Army knife.
waiting
There
for
you
the
go,
jury
man.
to
Thank you.
enter
I
the
couldn't
jury
think
box
about it. It was at
with the
the
verdict.
top of my head.
So at any moment, we will hear what that verdict is. Again, if you are just joining us right now, the jury started deliberating at 10:52 this morning. They
Y'all told
reached
us
a
at
decision
2:05 and it's
a little
2:33.
before 2.
Yeah.
And so we were waiting for that verdict to be announced at 2:05. It is 2:32
Yeah,
right
way
now.
ahead of you,
Sometimes,
lady.
these things take a while in
We
terms of
know this
getting
already.
everybody into the courtroom, explaining the rules. Our Lori Brown telling us that any outburst, a person will be held in contempt. So just kind of letting them know what the rules are, just so that they have rules in place and they want people to follow those rules.
It says here, Lori is telling us, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder.
Let's go!
Jurors, according to Lori Brown, who is in the courtroom.
Let's
Okay, hearing that
go!
first, guilty of murder. We are finding that
Guilty,
out.
bitch.
And I think
Guilty,
Russell
nigga.
Wilson, with the brevity of this deliberation, I don't think that's a surprise to many people.
Next story.
All right. So, I mean, what we know is
baby.
that they rejected the self.
Lock his goofy ass up, throw away the key. Next story, dumbass. Tired of you dumbass niggas.
To the shove was excessive.
Take his dumbass to jail.
That's not necessarily
guilty,
a surprise,
baby.
Based off of the totality of the circumstances.
Guilty.
So I think
comment section blast
that was their verdict.
Now we'll see what happens with
Overloaded.
this jury in the punishment phase.
Right. So we're probably going to see a brief break.
Mm-hmm.
And
W, baby.
Will
goofy ass nigga, yeah, race baiting ass, clown ass nigga right here,
if you will.
Yeah.
And the judge would have to decide if he wanted to go ahead and begin the punishment phase
all that money y'all got?
Of the case, maybe in 15, 20 minutes or so, or if he wanted
rare
a break,
W, bro.
Given that he's got the jurors sequestered, I think
why is nigga not in handcuffs though?
Get back started on testimony probably relatively quickly.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have a client who is a teenager,
a little shaky out there,
3.8 GPA, has no bad record, has no juvenile history, has no engagement with law enforcement,
Who
has
cares,
made
nigga?
this,
He's a murderer.
This
Call him
decision
what he is now,
that has
murderer.
left him guilty of murder. How do you
guilty of murder
in the punishment phase? What do you try to do to live?
I mean, I think you gotta first you want to console your client and the family briefly, but you're gonna have to quickly turn to your anticipated punishment evidence, which is going to be the state again going first.
Let's go.
You're going to hear more character information. It takes a while when you get an adverse verdict for the person to really accept and understand it. The state may be moving to have his bond held insufficient, meaning that if he walked in the courthouse today, that he won't be walking out tonight. Your client's going to have a whole lot of anxiety. The range of punishments, 5 to 99 years.
Man, don't nobody care about his
murder. You're certainly going to see your life flash before you.
He can at least
because you
feel
recognize
anxiety.
You could face imprisonment for the rest of your life. The attorney, if you get everybody calm down, you need to start thinking of your most mitigating factors.
The justice he deserved,
age.
I know that's right.
Of the offender and no criminal history.
Oh God, boy! Hit
and
that
while I have you, Russell, let's talk about the converse side of that. Let's talk about at the prosecution table. I have covered trials where you were the prosecutor and you secured the win in the courtroom. You got the conviction. What happens to the family of your victim in this moment? What do you say to them as the prosecutor?
It would have been different.
We're
trying to hit that dumbass in the comments.
There's a sense of relief for
guilty.
them regarding the verdict.
That's the right verdict. Yes,
that they wanted it to be.
Don't mess with Texas. That's what I told y'all.
As the prosecutor,
I told y'all he was already cooked based off of these three things. Number one, you had no business over there. You shouldn't even have had a knife at school, you dumb fuck. Second of all, you're in Texas. You're in Texas, okay? So they don't play about dumbass niggas, that be doing stupid shit like you. Third of all, like I said earlier, don't really care about color or race, but that jury was all white, bro. You were cooked from the jump. You were cooked from the fucking beginning, bro. Literally.
Now, huh? Maybe the twin brother.
I'm lining up people to
sweet and
That boy's guilty. So, guys,
it's creamy and delicious.
if you guys are new coming in, because I think I just had to change my title up just a little bit. Carmelo Anthony is guilty of murder, ladies and
things like that.
Now we don't know.
There's no drugs involved. They're both
how much time he's going to be serving.
High school athletics.
Dumbass in the comments talking about.
So both sides will be talking about the promise of the individual, and
hold on, guys.
The state will, of course, be saying, our chance to come into our promise is gone.
Right.
And the defense will be saying, that the gravity of what was done is struck now in a different way.
Yes.
Oh my God, man! You want to know something? This,
Carmelo
not even lying on that statement,
ready
bro.
As well.
They about to start protesting immediately. They are literally writing down their agenda as we speak.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Cities, man.
No, that's it. I was going to say, so you're likely to hear.
They about to be protesting. So much
the gut wrenching impact of death from the viewpoint of the victim and the viewpoint of the defendant. And you'll see a family. I don't know if they'll ask for a specific range or a specific number of punishment, but that's what I think is you're going to see unfold. That's what we see unfold in punishment hearings.
This is about to get bad
on murder cases all the time.
This is about to get really bad.
How about the jurors now too? I want to stay with what's going to happen in that courtroom because this is where we are now.
Right. Some of the jurors, it will depend. Some of the testimony was emotional. In very, very emotional cases. The jurors themselves still aren't going to be free
fucking livid, bro.
Talk with anybody or anything like that. So I think they would need to remain relatively composed, and they have to still address what the punishment is.
We need to get that.
There will be, perhaps
we can see how many
broader disagreement on how
he's. Oh man, he say Chicago is fire. Chicago is fire. Yeah, man. Because they not finna play that shit in Texas, bro. You gonna get your ass shot down now. So they gonna go on. Where's the easiest? California, Chicago, New York. We know how this game goes. San Francisco, y'all know.
Instructions and punishment will advise jurors that it's an aggravated offense.
Now they're going to loot and riot.
It's imposed that he would not be eligible for parole until at least one half of that sentence is served.
Correct.
And so jurors sometimes
are y'all like his family or something? Like, why are all of y'all like out there like
a 20-year sentence?
Go home.
Then he could not get out until 10 years.
Carmelo,
you may have the prosecution.
His ass is guilty, so go home. Ain't no free nothing. So go home.
That Austin would have lived until.
And why is this guy still talking
into his 70s? And that's what we've lost. And so you're going to have those arguments.
You're done. You're done, Tom Queen. Whatever the hell, Don King 2.0 or Don King fucking 0.5 light. I don't know. But you've been talking a lot, bro. And I'm tired of hearing you talk. I don't even know your reasoning whatsoever for the things that you're saying right now, because I don't even know your position on Carmelo Anthony or Austin or this case. You're just saying the things that we already know about the case. So what are you talking about, bro? You just want some airtime or what? But you really ain't saying a bunch of shit, if I'm being honest.
Arguments shape.
Wouldn't expect the state to suggest 10 or 20 years.
No, absolutely not. I don't think that they would suggest that. I think that they would suggest much more significant punishment
be
numbers.
careful, man.
You know, this kind of gets into what we would see in the way of what we're going to hear in punishment. If you know, so without knowing what evidence they intend to put on, if it's just what I would call the emotional impact.
Why are you still
they could get
about
into
evidence?
That there may have been some scientific testing done, more information about.
All we're waiting for is for him to basically get tried as an adult, because that's what he is now. People keep acting like he's a fucking kid. Like, he's not a kid. He's an adult now. And I want to see how many years he's going to get.
Those are all possibilities.
We're just getting an update from Lori Brown in real time. She is saying that the jury has left for a break. The sentencing phase is going to start next. So if anybody leaves the courtroom, they will not be allowed back inside.
How many
Russell
years
Wilson, thank you so much for your
Get that
insight. We do want to see what is going on outside of the Collin County Courthouse. So our Alex Boyer has been out there since this morning. So Alex, if you can hear me, just explain what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what is going on around you now that the verdict has been announced.
Sure, Eden. So, and Sean, I have to say, I was really surprised to hear the kind of lack of verbal reaction or kind of loud reaction when people here in the crowd learned that Karmelo Anthony was found guilty of murder. There was a crowd gathered in the front, as you had seen a short time ago and have been seen from our different camera angles, kind of gathered listening for those first words. They heard the guilty verdict. Many kind of moaned, and then the crowd has been like you're seeing it now. It's been interesting to watch from where I'm standing. I have not been able to follow the crowd as closely as some of our photographers. I can tell you that my colleague Amelia Jones is also kind of with the crowd, so she'll have more of that perspective as well. But the crowd has been very calm, some minor outbursts, and then they've been kind of following in like a group to one side of the courthouse to the other as my photographer John pans across our tent here and the trees. It's a little difficult to see, but then that is kind of where the bulk of the crowd is starting to move. So officers remain on the other side of the barrier that I mentioned that's separating the parking lot from the steps of the courthouse. Most people here seemingly seem to be taking those orders from officers into account and staying on this side of the barrier. But again, emotions differing to some degree, but no outright loud emotion. There was one moment where I did see a woman on the ground. I think you're maybe watching that now. If I can see from our screen here, some people sitting on the ground kind of reacting to it that way. Folks were kind of following that person's lead and kind of saying, I heard somebody say, stick together, let's all stay together. And that seems to be the sentiment out here. But all in all, relatively calm. Still a very large police force, as you might expect out here, keeping an eye on things. I have noticed a couple of additional law enforcement trucks, vehicles, constable vehicles that are in the distance there arriving, kind of creating more of a barrier separating the crowd from the entrance of the courthouse. But that is really what we are seeing right now, keeping an eye on the developments outside. Certainly a packed scene, though, as I mentioned earlier. I would say between kind of the scattered people across the parking lot and the group that has remained up front, easily a couple hundred people are here. They were waiting to learn the fate of Karmelo Anthony, and now they know.
And we watched in real time as a woman was on the ground being consoled, visibly shaken by that verdict there.
Yeah, there is in the same space today, Alex Boyer, joy and pain, you would agree with those folk outside the Collin County Courthouse.
Oh, absolutely. You know, from day one, when I was here last Monday at the beginning of the jury selection process, keep in mind that there were some 600 potential jurors that were brought here. that was a massive number, larger than most high-profile case, because the judge said from the beginning that he was going to get this right, and both sides ending up with the panel that they chose. Again, as we knew early on when the jury was sat, there were no African Americans on this panel, but still several minorities on this panel that decided his fate. As you mentioned, though, Sean, certainly, of course, we have supporters for the Metcalf family, supporters for the Anthony family, and then just people in general who have really followed this case from the beginning, since it was such a high-profile tragedy from the get-go happening here in North Texas, involving these two young men, both 17 years old at the time, Karmelo Anthony, 19 now. So, of course, lots of focus, eyes, and attention leading up to when everything began last Monday. As the week progressed and as both sides started to present their case, it would ebb and flow with the groups that we would see here. Some groups louder than others. But then at the same time, we were also seeing people here that were very neutral, people that just wanted to come and pray with others and be someone that they could lend an ear to. I can tell you one day there was a pastor who was sitting out here, a non-denominational pastor who was here, and he was sitting down in a folding chair and offering free hugs and an ear. And I can tell you that certainly many people took him up on that. No doubt a lot of people are going to want to decompress and offload what they're learning today.
Yeah, and you talk about the many people, the supporters, but then you talk about those who weren't in either camp, people who wanted to see what justice would look like in this particular trial. And so they've seen it. They've seen it play out. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. To your point, Sean, for many people, this was the first time they've ever come to a trial. And as you know, Sean, covering many yourself, and Eden as well, what these trials are like. But for the average citizen and resident, this isn't something they experience every day. And this, of course, was a very, very emotionally charged, high-profile case that drew a lot of opinion and feelings on either side, or as you mentioned, many folks just feeling bad, calling this a tragedy, which of course it was in and of itself. And then again, a lot of them coming today to the courthouse, wanting to be here in person for what you could argue, of course, is a moment in history, a sad history, of course, in terms of the gravity of the situation, justice being served by this jury, no matter what, how you feel about it on either side.
Absolutely. And that jury now, according to Lori Brown, is back in the courtroom. The punishment phase is underway. They have waived opening statements and are going straight to witnesses. One of the things that the judge said last week, if you remember, Alex, is that we're going to be done by Friday, June 12th. That was his goal. And at this rate, well, certainly now the verdict's returned. At this rate, they'll be done with punishment before the weekend.
Oh, absolutely. I think, many of my colleagues here that we've been speaking with from other outlets who have been covering this from day one, we certainly knew that the judge wanted a tight timeline. He said from day one that he was going to go from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. He stuck to that. And in fact, he held testimony all day on Saturday. I was here for that as well. He went from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And that was when the prosecution rested. Midday or about 3 p.m. on Saturday is when the prosecution rested. We were surprised because we knew that there was 35 witnesses that were expected to testify. They ended up resting after the medical examiner having only called 21. But obviously they felt like they made their case. And based on what the verdict was today, they did in their eyes. So you're right. The judge saying that he wanted to have this wrapped up by this coming Friday. Again, here we now find ourselves in the sentencing phase, just shy of 3 o'clock on this day.
Right. And of course, it's not uncommon to have more names on your witness list than you actually call at any trial. Once you feel like you've made your point, once you feel like you've closed the circle, if you will, and nailed it down, that's when you stop, because you don't want to overwhelm your jurors. That's when you stop. And clearly the defense thought a half dozen witnesses, we've made our point. All we need is to create this reasonable doubt. That doubt was not created on the question of murder.
And it looks like we are hearing from Karmelo Anthony's mother. I believe she has taken the stand. So she is saying that she was asked, do you believe he regrets it? She says, yes, I know my son. He is very sorry for what he did. Please have mercy on my son. And then she was asked, like any mother's, you love your son. She says, yes, regardless of what happens, you realize he will still get to be part of your life. Yes. So again, she is asking, for this punishment phase for the jury, for everybody to consider that he is remorseful, which also was expressed during testimony early on, that he did not deny that he did this. And another witness said he was just Anthony was distraught over what happened, that he was emotionally visible moments after all of this took place. And so we are hearing from his mother right now.
It looks like Lori Brown is reporting that Karmelo Anthony's mother is the only witness the defense plans to call in the punishment phase. And no one can ask you to have mercy for the life of another person like a mother.
Yeah.
She's pouring everything she has into this plea. She's literally begging people at this moment to give her son a chance at life at some point in the future.
And again, he's looking at 5 years to 99 years in prison. So we will see what is decided. Lori is saying that the jury is out. They can't deliberate until they get the charge. So we'll see.
So this is another little surprise. I think we all thought there would be more testimony in the punishment phase. I anticipated that we might now hear from Hunter Metcalf about the loss of his twin brother. Not only were they twins, they were best friends. Thought we might would hear from him. Thought we would hear more about who Karmelo Anthony is and the life that he could have rehabilitated. I thought we might hear more of that, but only hearing from his mother now in the punishment phase. And so the jury could come back today once they get the charge. They have to get the charge, which will tell them, here's the range of punishment. Here's what you can do now.
And I think because, Metcalf's brother, Hunter, did not testify before the jury reached its verdict, and because we did not hear from Karmelo Anthony's mother before all this, we thought perhaps, both sides were saving these family members for this stage of this case. And it looks like, they decided we're just going to hear from one person and we're going to move along, which is really how it feels like the whole trial has been. I mean, they've been on a tight schedule.
Yes, it has moved along. And, there were some folks out loud questioning, should a trial of this gravity go so fast? Who were supporters of both sides. It wasn't just one side saying that. People were concerned about the pacing and whether there was pressure on the jurors from the very beginning, knowing that we're going to be done by the 12th, you're going to be sequestered. Was that unfair pressure? But the jurors, from what we know, based on what our reporters in the courtroom have said to us, they seem to handle the pressure in the moment extremely well.
And court is in recess right now. So we'll see. Again, Karmelo Anthony is looking at 5 years to 99 years in prison. He was 17 years old when all of this took place. Important to also note that, both Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony were teenagers at the time of all this. They were 17. But because the state of Texas treats 17-year-olds as adults in the criminal justice system, that is why Karmelo Anthony is being tried as an adult. And so we found out not long ago that he was found.
This mug started as a sketch in a notebook. Now it has its own website. Acting on your curiosity feels like a way to bend reality. Wix Harmony works the same way. You just describe an idea to Aria, Wix's new website agent, like you're brainstorming out.
To still go with that first-degree murder.
Now, it's not uncommon for a lesser included, as it's called, charge to be added at the time that juries begin deliberation. The defense wanted criminal negligent homicide included in place of manslaughter, to which the judge said no. That would carry even a lesser sentence. So none of that is a surprise, really. His bond will be held insufficient. It is very, very rare that you are found guilty of murder and you're able to go home from the courtroom. So I would anticipate him going into custody today. But at the rate they're going, with the jury on recess now, with the charge being prepared, before 6 o'clock tonight, we could very well have punishment handed down and for Karmelo Anthony, and he would be in the control of the Collin County Sheriff's Department until which time the Texas Department of the prison system, they come and get him and take him to a prison farm where he would begin
And he's looking at quite a range, like we said, 5 years to 99 years in prison. Maybe the jury will consider the fact that he does not have a criminal history outside of this. That both of these students did well academically, that he did well academically. He did not have any other history of committing any other crime. So I think the question here too is, which side of the spectrum are we looking at? Armelia Jones has also been covering this as part of our night side shift. She's been covering this trial. Amelia, can you just set the scene? Just tell us, where exactly are you? What are you seeing? What are you hearing from your sources? Just kind of fill us in on what's going on.
Absolutely, Eden and Sean. I'm just here on the sidewalk, just right outside the Collin County Courthouse. You can see the line of law enforcement behind me. They have not approached the crowd at all. They are staying right beyond the perimeter here, but obviously making their presence known. Now, I haven't personally seen any clashes between groups of supporters here. We've mainly seen people kind of gather in collective groups and then kind of share their thoughts or any chance with each other. We know that this case is just taken on a life of its own, for a lack of a better phrase, on social media. So there are a lot of people that are live streaming right now on the various social media platforms. We also hear people on a loudspeaker. There's a speaker that was playing gospel music. As you heard Alex share earlier, there were some prayer circles and gospel words and songs that were shared before the verdict was reached. I did get a chance to speak to one man who told me that he does not know either party. He was not in the courtroom for any of the testimony. He came out today to just see what justice would look like here and what the jury would decide. And he told me there is no winning on either side. He said, obviously, the Metcalf family have lost their son. Nothing can bring Austin Metcalf back. And then on the other side, Karmelo Anthony will now be taken away from his family. And the jury is deciding right now what that sentence will look like. And so I will say, when the verdict was first announced and the word and the decision was kind of spreading through the crowd, there was a lot of unhappiness, especially in the crowd and group of people where I was. We know that Karmelo Anthony supporters have worn purple, and there was a lot of purple out here. And a lot of people, they did not hide their unhappiness with that verdict, but they have remained here. And again, kind of gathering with each other, sharing some of their thoughts with the media. We also see some supporters. Someone behind the camera right here has a Justice for Austin sign. And I know my photographer, Andy, was able to speak with him. And so we are getting reaction from both sides out here. But so far, things have remained pretty calm. Again, there's been no physical confrontations, no clashes, at least that I've seen.
Hey guys, I'm back. I'm sorry for the
intrusion.
intrusion.
You see the law enforcement presence, and also before that verdict was read, I could see law enforcement
I have still been watching
up against the doors of the Collin County Courthouse, seemingly just in case anyone was going to run up those courthouse steps and potentially try to rush in. So they were really prepared for this.
And they're only worried about Black people doing this. Let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen, because they're unhinged that Karmelo Anthony is going to be doing time in prison, and he's probably going to be taking something else other than some time, if you guys catch my drift. Oh, you're that Karmelo fella that killed that Metcalf boy? Oh, yeah, we got something special for you, boy. Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna go down, because y'all know he's in Texas. You're in Texas, boy. Yeah, you're in Texas, so it's not gonna be pretty for you, bro.
There it is, as you can see it. It reads in part that the murder of Austin Metcalf was a senseless and heartbreaking tragedy that forever changed the lives of his family, friends, and community. All of that is true. Nothing can restore the life that was taken or ease the unimaginable pain of losing a child. Today's outcome of a murder conviction is justice served. And then Jeff Leach also posting on social media, on X, Karmelo Anthony guilty of murdering Austin Metcalf, the right decision, justice delivered. And so it is, I believe you said earlier, or may have been Alex who talked about this being historic. It is a sad and
I
historic
heard they're trying to
case
say the
that will
minimum
always
is
be talked
5
about,
years. Man,
reviewed,
y'all
and
better
looked at
stop playing,
here
dude.
in North Texas.
Absolutely.
Y'all
And,
better stop
you
playing
know,
with these
since we've
people.
been covering this trial, obviously
What
no
murderer
cameras were
gets 5
allowed in the
years?
courtroom. And so
He
we've
was
been
charged
relying
with
heavily on
murder.
our crew. Our Lori Brown is inside of the courtroom. And so she explained, she was describing what was going on as Carmelo Anthony's mother took the stand, and she just added, you know,
Right,
just
you
kind of
got
painting
a
the picture of what's
purty mouth.
going on inside. And she said the
You
mother's
got a
statements were
purty
tearful,
mouth.
that
Telling
she
you
was
what.
emotional. She was telling the jury to really, you know, have
Man,
mercy
nobody cares
for her
about
son. And so that
my
also paints
boy,
the
but why
picture of
didn't
just
he
how
have mercy on
distraught
my son?
she is. And so I think you had mentioned this on both sides, right? So there's one side that is very emotional and another side that feels this was the right call, that this murder.
Right. The only word she could use is emotional. Right. Like that's logic, lady. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting very irritated of listening to this lady talk because, you know, I know this is Fox, but I don't really think these news anchors are very genuine. Okay, when it comes to their reporting, I'm pretty sure they're just trying to report the facts. But like I said, maybe they're just trying to, you know, keep us sucked in until the, you know, sentencing happened around 6 o'clock. And I'm not waiting no damn 3 hours. So here's what I'm gonna do, ladies and gentlemen. Um, somebody said, "Can you make a video on the sentence?" Yeah, I will definitely do a video. I'll probably go live uh when he get, you know, his sentencing. Pretty sure he's not gonna get 5 years though. I know that for a fact. 99 years, no parole. Absolutely.
So if you want to stream along with us, be sure to download the Fox Local app, and we're going to continue to monitor what's going on outside of the courtroom, the courthouse, and also what's going on inside of the courtroom.
Yeah, yeah, so there's not really anything going on. I'm definitely glad that nothing transpired yet, you know? Nothing transpired yet. I'm pretty sure that they got the news though that, you know, Carmelo Anthony has been, you know, found guilty of murder. So, you know, they definitely got the news. There are people falling out, people playing church music, their mom saying, "Oh, please have mercy on my son," all this stuff. And then people was expecting the twin brother to speak up and say something nice to have mercy on. Like, hell no. No, absolutely not, dude. His brother died in his arms. Why the fuck would he want to say anything nice about this guy? What are you talking about? So yeah, that's the end of the live stream. Right, yet. They didn't do anything yet. T.C.C. make a video for tonight. Absolutely. Yeah, look, I'm already been following this story. I've been following this story ever since it came out. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be thirsty to see how many years that they give him. But yeah, guys, the jury has made a decision. Carmelo Anthony has been found guilty of murder. We will be back following this story as it pertains of his sentencing. And yes, thank you guys so much for basically sticking with me for 2 hours. That's a long, long time. Pretty sure that's not anything to do, especially with a small channel like mine's. So I really do appreciate all the love and support. U.S. military with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. That really, you know, pushed the channel far a lot. Believe it or not, guys. I'm trying to do my call-in shows again. I'm really just trying to get back, you know, to my normal stuff. And I really do appreciate all the love and support in the comment section. A lot of people have definitely been spamming these comments lately. And I love it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna lie. I love engaging with the people that I know, you know, consistently watch my videos and, you know, wait for me to upload and things like that. I really do appreciate you guys a lot, man. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. And yes, we're definitely gonna follow this story. Hopefully nobody, you know, be doing no crazy crap. And yeah, we all knew that this guy was, yeah, like I was just about to say, took the words right out of my mouth. We all knew this guy was guilty. We all knew this guy was a murderer. And we all knew that he was going to be charged with murder. And we knew he was going to we all know that he's going to do probably life in prison. Let's just be honest. He's not going to get out of this easily. So yeah, guys, that's the end of the live stream. That's my 2 hour mark. I appreciate you guys a lot. If you guys want more live streams like this, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you guys are new. Make sure you guys share with your friends. Comment down below if you guys, caught the live late. I'll see you guys later, and I'm out of here. Peace out.